Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that this is live. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it's live. Hopefully the lighting's all right. I just wanted to try different things, like streaming directly onto YouTube today. So hopefully this comes out all right. Okay, so main thing is that this past weekend we had I did the Pan Am's tournament for Jiu-Jitsu World League. So I kind of want to talk about that, and then but first things first is go ahead and go over all the different announcements and stuff. So if you are in the Los Angeles area and you happen to be like a UCLA student or know how to access the gym, because there's many people who have discovered the way, right? So then they can take our classes at the gym at UCLA. It's through the recreation department. You can find all the information online. I just don't know how to do that because I don't have to, right? Because I work there. The other thing is if you don't have access, don't worry about it. You can always train with us at Fight Science MMA every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Um, and if you're not in the LA area and you're on the East Coast, go ahead and train with my buddy John Strickland at American Hook Wrestling in South Carolina. You can also train with us online through our website. Sorry, I totally wasn't ready to just start, but I was trying to mess around with all the YouTube settings, and then it just kind of started. So I don't even have my water or anything, but anyway, we'll go with it. um, so yeah, you can always train with us online through our website at catchwrestlingalliance.com. We also have one-off courses. So if there's something about, let's say, like passing guard, using catch wrestling to pass guard, stuff like that, um, we have like these one-off courses that you can totally take and not have to become a member of our academy or anything like that. All up to you. Then the last thing, or a couple of last things, is that if you want to support us and you don't, and also if you don't really want to be a student, then you can always be a channel member through our YouTube channel. Totally fine. We have a bunch of different videos up there. I also uploaded all the match videos that I just had from the Jiu-Jitsu World League Pan American Championships. So um, so there's all those things on there, but also like a bunch of different like if you have questions and stuff, you can always ask, and we'll make a video about it. So there's a lot of good value there for you. So okay, so we said all the main things, except if you have something you're really good at, you want to teach it, you can use Kajabi, that platform, to teach that. There's a link for discount on there, or you can try it for like 30 days for free and stuff. So there's a lot of good things there too. Does and it helps out the channel if you decide to join. So okay, I think those are all the announcements. So with that being said, this past weekend I competed in the Jiu-Jitsu World League Pan American Championship in Nogi. And I kind of wanted to talk about that, where it's like you might see people who claim to be doing catch wrestling, and then when you see them competing, they're like on their backs, using jujitsu, or not using a real like wrestling way of attacking or approaching the match. Even though like I train at 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu and downtown Los Angeles, um, I still like competed in a catch wrestling way for a specific reason, right? So not just because um, like not to kind of be a contrarian or anything like that, but because I felt that that was probably the best strategy. Because Jiu-Jitsu World League, in a way, I guess they're kind of like trying to be similar to IBJJF, where a lot of leg lock stuff is really restricted, and so it's definitely not like a submission only. It is very like points related, so it is a points contest. Of course, you can get submissions and stuff like that, but there's a lot of rules basically. So because there are points and there's only a 5 minute round or a 5 minute match, then the way I was thinking of it is like, well, I want to treat it like a wrestling match, and um, like with that being said, is it's like you're. I'm thinking about seeing if I can't get the takedown, or if they pull guard or whatever. I got to pass guard, so I got to like in my mind, I'm not thinking passing guard. I'm thinking pinning them, right? Because usually, if you can keep them stapled down, you can then move around them, right? If they're stationary, you can move your body around them and you get the pin, right? And then and from their perspective, you are passing guard, right? So um because a long time ago I kind of heard some people approach like IBJJF tournaments like that, where it's like if you get the takedown and you can stay on top, you can win, because a lot of IBJJF tournaments have short matches as well, so like 5 minutes and stuff like that. So um and it's points the whole time, right? It's not like ADCC where the first half of your match, like usually it's like a 6 minute match. So the first 3 minutes are no points. So that in that way, it's like sub only for the first 3 minutes, but then the final 3 minutes, points are in there. So Jiu-Jitsu World League was points all the time. So I was just thinking about, let's secure some points and try to be up on points. So if I'm like unable, or if the guy's like really squirrely or scrambly, that maybe I can't get a submission, and at least I'll be up on points. So this can be one strategy that you can use, right? Especially if you want to do points tournaments and stuff, like mostly jujitsu stuff. People are trying to add points to catch wrestling matches, which is like completely. You can tell that they're have more of a jujitsu background if they're thinking that like, oh, I got to attract people from jujitsu to want to compete in this. Is like, no, like is pickleball trying to attract whatever, like, or is like what, cornhole? That these other sports, they're just themselves, right? So um same thing with catch wrestling. We are just ourselves, and we don't need to be adding points to cater to jujitsu or anything like that. So stuff like that and catch wrestling is just ridiculous. But anyway, with that being said, you can totally use that kind of top-down catch wrestling approach, uh, getting someone on their back. If you can get the takedown, fantastic. Or you could, I think one match, a guy got a takedown on me, but I quickly reversed it and got on top. So he got the 2 points, but I quickly got 3 points because I used a double wrist lock to, like as I was falling down, secured a double wrist lock, threw him over me, and I got on top. And oh, the other thing was be like, kind of reminds me of, say like uh, you always have to do the whole thing where it's like if you get a position, you have to wait, right? You have to wait 3 seconds and then you get points. So you always have to remember that. So I think in some of the match footage on the shorts that we release, you'll see where it's like I get a position and then I just lay there for a little bit. So it's totally playing the points game. So that again, that wouldn't necessarily be a catch wrestling thing because we don't have points. So you don't have to stay in a position for a long time, unless you're pinning them, right? You have to stay there for 2 seconds. But without that, right? Since jujitsu doesn't have points, but you still have or pins, right? You still have to hold the pin. You still have to pass the guard and hold it for 3 seconds or whatever, and then they give you your points. So yeah, that one scenario that I just mentioned, it's like a guy got a takedown. I threw him over onto his back using the double wrist lock, um, and then I got to north south, and then um, that was I think 3 points. So like he got 2 points real quick, and I got three. So I was ahead, and then just try to control him for the next couple minutes, and then I won. I don't. It's kind of a blur right now, but I don't know if any more points were scored in that one. But then we had some other one. Oh, another one. Um, yeah, wrist locks are real because I definitely sprained one guy's wrist, but he still wanted to continue with the match. Maybe I'm a little too nice, or I kind of just like took it easy on him for a little bit. But again, then after that, I took him down because he wasn't using the other hand anymore. When I did the actual wrist lock, when he grabbed me, It his wrist like popped several times, and he couldn't use that hand for the rest of the match. So um, I think that also allowed me to just like I got like a body lock on him, took him down, passed his guard, stayed on top. And again, it's kind of blurry to me now, right? But was totally able to win in that way, just like pinning, staying on top. Then the next match, so this one, my division was actually quite large, so um, so we had the round of 16, which was that first one that I mentioned. The guy got a takedown, but I threw him over. And the second one was the guy that I wrist locked pretty bad. So that was the quarterfinal. Semifinal was against another 10th Planet guy, but it wasn't from HQ. It was from the one in Orange County. I think it's the Fullerton one. Um, he pulled guard. So when I went down to uh, like like to wrestle with him, he kind of scrambled. But so then this segment we put out on our shorts, so you can see that where he's wearing a white gi or a white rash guard, and I go into turtle. He tries to get a headlock. I roll him over with that, and then passes guard. So and then later he got me into lockdown. I totally thought I was gonna like knee cut past him, but he did end up rolling me over. But then I got a double wrist lock and submitted him. So that one was like one of the shortest matches. It took like 2.5 minutes or something. But yeah, those clips. I could yeah that the shorts that we had what they're about 10 seconds each or whatever. It was like the majority of the match because yeah the match itself was pretty short. So that was the semifinal. The final itself was against a pretty strong guy, and so we kind of just did hand fighting, maybe like a boring wrestling match. But to my advantage, he wanted to try to stay standing, so he wanted to get that takedown. So maybe he had a similar like perspective on like trying to get that takedown point and then or takedown points, and then maybe try to stay on top or something like that. But I got the takedown. I stayed on top and won. So that's pretty much how it went, really. So using like a catch wrestling approach, I wasn't pulling guard. I wasn't trying to do anything that wouldn't be considered or like jujitsu really, because a lot of people don't do sit throughs. A lot of people yeah, a lot of people don't really even do takedowns. It's like not that big of a thing. That because like even on social media, a lot of people are doing they're selling videos about like takedowns for jujitsu or whatever, judo takedowns for jujitsu. Like this is like a big market, right? Where it's like a lot of people in jujitsu don't really know takedowns. Um, that you can say if you want to become a really good catch wrestler, you can use that to your advantage, by learning takedowns, but you have to not only learn the takedowns, you have to know the mat wrestling. I think we kind of talked about it in one of our recent uh, podcasts where like, what do you learn first? Do you learn the offense? So like, do you learn the takedown first or do you learn the mat wrestling, like the defense stuff? So I would like I said in the podcast, is like you really want to make sure that you're learning the mat wrestling. So once you get to the ground, what can you do? You can sit out. You do all these different sit outs. You do all these different buck, right? So you can hip heist, all these different things that will help you to escape if you are taken down or if you attempt your takedown and then you're countered, right? Like all these different things that will help you to not get pinned, ultimately to not get pinned, right? And then to not get submitted. So these things will help you even in a no-gi jiu-jitsu match. So hopefully that really kind of hopefully with this past weekend, some of the videos that we shared on our shorts, you can give an example of like kind of how catch wrestling can help, how you like the title or that you can take catch wrestling to a jits match, right? It's kind of refers to like the old saying, and it was even in that really old movie with the Untouchables, where it's like you you know they bring a knife, you take a gun and stuff like that. So uh, catch wrestling can help in all these different scenarios, and it can still be itself, right? And I think that's the other thing that we kind of touched on, where it's like uh, some people might want to try to make or like bend catch wrestling towards like a jujitsu audience, but it doesn't have to be that way. Catch wrestling is entertaining and effective just all on its own, and it really should be, um, appreciated. And like, I'm hoping that at least winning the Pan Ams in a point jujitsu scenario can just help show or give it more evidence that it can be done. um yeah, but ultimately, yeah, I might as well thank everyone, even from Billy Robinson to Roy Wood, John Strickland, for always helping me with catch wrestling. And then even want to thank Eddie Bravo and 10th and Avi, one of our coaches, who was there for everyone who competed. So you can see him in the video, he's the guy yelling in my corner. You might not be able to tell like whose corner is who, because yeah, it's just like a ton of people in the background. Um, but Avi was there for everyone who competed, so really appreciate that. But really appreciate just like 10th Planet in general, because like tons of people go there, so you always have tons of bodies to roll with. And then also all the great people at Fight Science MMA, where I teach. We have some really good guys who have strong wrestling backgrounds. So, um, or at least they've absorbed a lot of good wrestling. So they're grappling in a wrestling way. So even though they know, like, or even though they've done a lot of jujitsu stuff, they know all rear naked choke and all that. They're using, or they're grappling in a wrestling way, which is really great, and I think it will make them very elusive and very tough to grapple with. And a lot of them want to do MMA, so it's just going to make it even better. Oh yeah, we had one of our students do his first MMA fight like a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he was able to win. I believe he won in the first round, but he was able to get a submission. But yeah, he put in a lot of work, and we have other guys who also I think their ultimate goal is MMA. So um, the wrestling, is really going to make them very tough to beat. So, catch wrestling, effective in nogi, jujitsu, even points. Why in a point tournament? It'd be really great. I think, like, cause like say like I had in the video, you see where it's like if I get the position, then I have to wait there, right? So then you can see the referees. So for those of you who, I'm sure a lot of you have done jujitsu tournaments, but like so once you get the position, and even in the video, you start seeing the ref like shake his hand, so he's counting the seconds. And so you have to hold the position for that long, and then he'll signal that you get the points. All right. So but in a no-gi, or sorry, in a submission only scenario, it can be much more faster pace, because if you're not getting points for any of these positions, then you got to just go for the submission. Um, so, and also say like in MMA, same idea, where it's like it can be a little bit faster pace. So just kind of want to give some background on like what you're seeing in the video, because yeah, I'm intentionally kind of stopping at these like north south or passing guard, because I want to make sure that, since it's only a 5-minute match, that I get my point, and that if it lasts the full time, that I win on points at least. So that's why it's like I'll get the takedown or reversal and then stay there, lay and pray on them, right? So hopefully that explains it. Hopefully, it kind of gives a perspective on like my approach to that tournament in particular. It was a similar approach that I had, and when I competed at one uh, in Singapore. Same idea: get the guy down, get on his back, and hold him under me until the the 5 minutes was up because in Singapore, I was usually like yeah, I'm up against like really like much bigger guys. So in Singapore, the guy was actually like much taller than me and stuff. So and he was pretty scrambly. So I got him down, and then I just like stayed on top, even though he was trying to move around a lot. Just use wrestling to stay on top. So that's I guess my approach towards point wrestling tournaments. So but catch wrestling and wrestling in general can help you to stay on top, but I think catch wrestling, since it's much more like cognizant of the submissions, you're still going to be at an advantage over your average amateur wrestler because you're aware of the different submissions that could happen in these different scenarios. With that being said, catch wrestling helped me, right? So I took catch wrestling to a Jits tournament. My division was one of the largest, and I was still able to win. So I went through the was a round of 16, quarterfinal, semifinals, and final. So just want to encourage people, if they're interested in catch wrestling, to go for it because it can help all kinds of scenarios, whether it be even in no Jits and MMA. All right, so let me know if you have any questions, or if you want me to talk about anything else. Kind of just wanted to kind of throw that out there, especially to explain a little bit about what you might be seeing in our shorts. Because oh, we also had one of our students who moved away, David. He won a jiu-jitsu tournament just the same day too, but in another state in the United States, using double wrist lock, using catch wrestling. So congratulations to David as well. It works. It works. All right. So that being said, if you want to support us, become a member of our YouTube channel, or you can buy our stuff like our merch through our YouTube channel. Also, our website if you want to become a student, or if you want to just get one-off courses. They're up there too. You can always train with us at UCLA or Fight Science MMA. So we're here to help you elevate your grappling, and then together we're going to keep real wrestling alive. Thank you very much.